Hello everyone, my name is Im Ho-sung. I teach Earth Science at Kimhae Imo High School in Korea. Today, I would like to introduce to you the classroom activity I developed, which is about the calculation of Mars-closest approach to Earth using the concept of continued fraction. On July 2018, one student in my classroom asked me about an article in the newspaper predicting the next day of Mars-closest approach to Earth. So I made this program that calculated the next closest approach of a planet. So students can predict the day themselves. In this slide, I will briefly explain the background knowledge. As you can see in the figure, the time when Mars is closest to Earth is the time when Mars is in opposition. The cyclic period of Mars is 780 days, which means that Mars is placed in the position of opposition every 2 years and 2 months. However, since the orbit of Earth and Mars is elliptical, the distance to Mars at the time of opposition changes from time to time. His table shows that the distance to Mars is 0.372 AU on August 27, 2003. This is the closest during the recent 3,000 years. Therefore, the day is called Mars closest approach. So here is the question: when would be the next occasion of the Mars closest approach? To predict time, I would like to suggest the student to use the mathematical concept of continued fraction. Continued fraction is the way to express a number as the sum of each integer part and the reciprocal of another number. Usually, the numerator of a simple continued fraction are set to 1. For example, let's express a number 75 over 33 as a continued fraction. The number is expressed as a decimal 2.2727277. So, if integer part 2 is separated, the remaining is 9 over 33, and the next step is to find the next order continued fraction. It is in the second line. As you can see in the last line, taking the first order continued fraction result the number is 2b2, and second result the number is 2.333, and third result the number is 2.25. This shows that if you go higher order of continued fraction, your number get closer to and closer as the original number. Let's apply the continued fraction method to Mars and Earth. Mars orbital period is 1.8808 years and Earth's orbital period is 1 year. Multiplying a factor 10,000 to orbital period, we get 18,808 and 10,000. The least common multiple of these two is 10,000 times 2,351. So the next closest approach will happen after 2,351 years. But a human cannot live for 2,000 years. So when will be the best opportunity to see at least very bright Mars? Let's calculate date within this century when we can see the close approach of Mars. If 1.808 is expressed as a continued fraction, it is 50 over 8 in the third order. This means when Earth orbits the Sun 5 times, Mars orbits the Sun 8 times. Therefore, the time of close approach in the year of 2018. So, in this century, we can see the Mars close approach in 2018, 2035, 2050, and 2082. The best approximation of the Mars close approach within this century is the year of 2082. You can download the activity sheet in the presented link. Thank you for listening.